In this video, I'm going to show you how to calculate the angle of the hands of a clock at a certain time. In this case, the question we'll try to answer is what angle do the hands of the clock make at 4:42? So to start with that, first we're going to look at what the clock approximately looks like at 4:42. So we've got a circle, and at 4:42 the small hand, which we'll do in red, the little hand, de minuten, de urenwijzer in het Nederlands, is somewhere between 4 and 5. And the big hand, de minutenwijzer in het Nederlands, is somewhere 42, so 30, 40, just between the 8 and the 9. So this is approximately what it looks like. So how can we calculate the angle between these two hands? Well, to do that we have several steps to make, and it all comes down to comparing things to 12 o'clock. Because at 12 o'clock, exactly 12 o'clock, we know that the angle is 0 because they're both exactly at 12. And from there, we're going to calculate it. So the first step is to calculate the angle of the big hand compared to the 12 in 12 o'clock. So compared to the top, compared to pointing at the 12, we calculate where it is now. And the next step is to calculate the angle of the little hand compared to 12. Naturally, we can reverse these steps. It doesn't matter which one we calculate first, but we do have to do them both separately. So that in step 3, which is always the last one, we calculate the difference in angles. But we do have to look, sometimes we have to subtract them, sometimes we have to do something with using a full circle. It depends on where they are. So that's when our little sketch, however ugly it is, it will still help in step 3. So for step 1, so let me underline this, mainly to separate it from actually doing step 1. For step 1, we're going to look at the big hand. Well, the big hand, it goes a full circle in 60 minutes. So that is 360 degrees, which means in 1 minute it does 60 minutes, 360 degrees, so 360 divided by 60, because it does the same thing every minute, it does 6 degrees every minute. And that way in 60 minutes it's all the way back to 12. So at 4:42, well, if we're starting at 12 o'clock, then 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. At 4 o'clock, it's back at the 12 again. So for the big hand, the hours don't really matter. What matters is the number of minutes. It's past 12, because every hour again, it starts at 12. So in 42 minutes, the angle it's gone is 42 times 6, because it does 6 degrees every minute. So 42 times 6, that is 252 degrees. So that's the angle the big hand did starting from 12. So let's have a look. in green because we did the hand in green. So this angle is going to be a reflex angle because it's gone over 180 degrees. This angle all the way to where the big hand is at 442 is 252 degrees. Now we can do the little hand, and little hand does a full circle in 12 hours because every hour it moves from 12 to 1 and then from 1 to 2 to 3 and so on. So in 12 hours it does a full circle of 360 degrees, which means that in 1 hour it does 360 divided by 12, 30 degrees, and in 1 minute, because we'll need both, it does 30 degrees divided by 60 because an hour is 60 minutes. So every minute it goes 0.5 degrees. We're looking at 442. So at 12 o'clock the little hand is straight up to the 12, and 442 means it's gone 4 hours and it's gone 42 minutes. So we could make them all into minutes, but it's easier to just look at the hours. 4 hours, 1 hour was 30 degrees, so 4 hours is 4 times 30 is 120 degrees. 42 minutes, in every minute, 1 minute it did 0.5 degrees, so in 42 minutes it does 42 times 0.5 is 21 degrees. So our total is 120 plus 21 is 141 degrees. So the little hand does 141 degrees. So it's a bit more steps than the big hand, but the idea is the same. We're looking at 12. The only thing, it first goes 4 hours, so we have to calculate that, and then it goes another 42 minutes. So this is 141, and the green angle was 252, and using those we can now calculate the difference. We could calculate the reflex angle all the way around, but in this case, step 3, we only need the difference. So step 3 is 252 degrees for the big hand minus 141 for the little hand, and that difference is a beautiful 111 degrees. So the purple one, the angle we were looking for, is 111 degrees. It's the difference between what the green hand did starting from the 12 and what the red hand did starting from the 12. So this is how we can calculate angles between the hands of a clock at any given time.